Here, basically, we will discuss only about integrity, but as pile testing, I'm just explaining you what are the services we are providing, and then we will work on the specifically, we will focus on pile integrity testing. Why pile testing is required? We need to have a quality control on the pile, which will be keeping all the load of the structure. So the pile is having more importance in the structure as the foundation element. So we have to have a certain kind of checking to verify our foundation, which we cast on pile, is rigid enough and quality-wise it's perfect, which will not have any adverse effect on our structure in coming years or later. So these are the just while we did the pile testing, and there are all the pile testing mainly non-destructive. There is a list of instrumentation and pile testing which our department is providing, which include low strain pile integrity testing, high strain dynamic, on concrete piles as well as on marine piles, cross-hole sonic logging test, caliper logging, Gordon Barrett bore diameter, verticality, static pile load test, compression tension, instrumented pile load test, compression tension lateral, bidirectional low set test on compression tension as well as working and non-working pile, and thermal integrity profiling of the test. All these servicing cases is providing in KSA region. Also, apart from pile testing, there is an instrumentation section which include vibrating by piezometer, water level monitoring, vibration monitoring, lateral deformation by inclinometer, like tilting, track monitoring, and concrete temperature by thermocouples, bridge reflection and settlement monitoring, and scaffolding monitoring. These are the services which we are providing here in all KSA. So we will focus specifically on pile testing and specifically pile integrity testing. So here is pile integrity testing, which pile integrity testing we follow STM D588. And this, if you can see the screen, it represents itself how we are performing the pile integrity testing. As you can see, there is a guy sitting with the pile, and the other guy by left hand side he's standing and just having one hand and hammer in his hand. One accelerometer is fixed at the pile top and readout unit in his hand. The principle is very simple, which I explained you in the coming slides. But as you can see, the accelerometer is fixed on the top of the pile, which is flat surface, and then the wire is all the way going and is connecting to the handheld readout unit. The thing is, only we have to make an ultrasonic pulse by pumping at the pile head. The wave will propagate, goes all along the pile and come back. This wave will be recorded by the accelerometer and it will show on the screen. I will show in the coming slide now. So this is the pile integrity equipment which we are using. This is called pile integrity tester, which the manufacturer supplies Pile Dynamics from USA. The question arises, why we need integrity test? What is the purpose? Why we are doing integrity test? As I explained earlier, and here's a detail. The prime function is to locate any major defect. Pile integrity testing finds major defect and can test even every pile, but say nothing about the capacity. Because here we are checking the integrity of the pile. If the pile is integral from the top to bottom, is there any kind of defect? Is there any hairline crack? Or any shape is bulge or netting or anything. It will tell you everything about the pile shape, pile integrity, pile continuity, but it will not tell you anything about pile capacity because we are not loading the pile, we are just checking the continuity of the pile. So on the right hand side you see the integrity tester is performing the integrity of the top of the pile. Based on the results, we will come to know how the pile looks like under the ground. Here is some example when somebody performed the integrity testing and the result was not accurate. When they tried to dig it out at the top, they came to know, you can see here, the pile is full netting and you can see the surrounding material, even the pile does not have even a concrete cover, and there's you can see the reinforcement very easily. And downside also, you can see the concrete is not passed because of the gravel and the concrete combination mixing. It did not pass through the reinforcement and there is no concrete. What is the minimum pile preparation required for the integrity? Mainly, the pile surface has to be dry. It cannot be wet. This is the first requirement. Second thing, the pile surface has to be flat and the concrete quality should be good quality of concrete. What happens sometimes, the concrete, when we are casting the pile, the excessive concrete, or you can say contaminated concrete or a fleshy concrete, which is coming out at the pile at the top, it's rain at the surface. But what happens when we make a bump at the pile, it start breaking the concrete with a small hammer. So that's the fleshy concrete. So what is the criteria for this? Is normally all the contractors, they use the term that we have to perform the integrity at the cutoff level. That's not the case, because the pile does not go with what is the cutoff level, what is the toe level, what is the platform level. In general terms, you have to say up to the sound quality of concrete level. Where is the sound quality, you will come to. So what is the best way? You have to remove the excessive concrete or the fleshy concrete, reach up to the certain depth, which is 1 meter or 0.5 meter, make a level surface level and flat, and it should be dry to perform the pile integrity data, which can have a meaningful data for you. You can perform integrity test on rough surface, which is not linear and not smooth, but what will happen, the data quality, the data execution will not be good as what we are looking for. Here, if you can see, everybody can see my screen?
Yeah, yes.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Farhan, please carry on.
Okay, so if you can see on the left hand side, the left hand side is a pile which shows a defect having some small necking on the left side, and we fix an accelerometer at the pile head in red color, and we have a hammer in yellow color. What happened? We fix the sensor at the pile head and we bump at the pile. The wave propagates all the way down. The wave has to propagate from in yellow. If everything is smooth and everything is okay, the wave has to go down all the way, and wave has to come back up to the top and to be recorded by the accelerometer. But what happened in actual, there was some neck or defect at the pile. So what happened? When the tester hammered at the pile head, the wave propagated all the way up to a certain depth, and there was some defect. The wave did not propagate down and it come back. It's rebound and it come back. So this it can show in the result how I will show you in the next slides. Here is the pile integrity. You can see this is a typical data of a pile integrity tester. You can get a toe reflection at the top. It's just a typical representation. There is accelerometer, there is a hammer, you make a bump at the pile head and you will get a result. Okay, I will now, if you have a good data, there are 5 categories you can classify your integrity result. As I said earlier in my previous slides, I will show you the previous slides. Here, you got a toe reflection. Here, we make at the pile head, the wave goes up, wave goes down, and the signal becomes straight. And at the end, you got again another same response, and it was initial. It's called a toe response. But this is in very ideal case, not in all the case. So here, the manufacturer, they classify the results, what you achieve from the site, into 5 categories. The first category, AA, is good pile. Clear toe response, no obvious defect, and sound sharp. The one which I showed you in my previous slide, you have a clear toe response. So if you have a clear toe response, it means you know the exact pile length. Based on the complete modulus, you can adjust here plus minus a little bit, and you can have a proper toe reflection, which you can say what is my pile length. But this is not the case every time. But again, the second is AB. It's also good pile. Clear toe response, no obvious effect, the sound sharp. In this one, there is no toe response. It's a little mistake here. It's clear to response and no clear to AB is no clear to response. No obvious defect and sound sharp. In AB, you will get a straight line, but no signal. Then C is bad pipe. Clear identification of serious defect, no toe signal. As I show you in my previous slide, this defect. I will show you how it will look like. This is the defect. When you test the file, you will get certain kind of signal which I will show you in the next slide. So you will come to know the file is bad. See, you have to retest or some perform. Once you get a bad file, there is some possible defect. So you have to do some other tests, either retest this file or do certain kind of other test, which is cross-sonic logging test or static load test to clarify the defect. And once you do the testing, there is no data, it's a poor quality of concrete at the top or no reflection, we are not getting any results in the machine. This is called inconclusive data. So these are 4 or 5 classification which supplier inform us and as per interpretation we have to perform. So here, how is the defect or how's the pulse and how's the netting? As you can see on the upper graph, you can see a small, this is called defect. A small defect, medium defect, large defect. How we are classifying the defect? It's, as I show you in the third slide, the 2 piles having necking and there is no concrete in between. Necking means the pile, let's say your pile diameter is 900 mm, but actually the pile diameter is not 900 mm, it's become 800 or 750 mm at certain depth, which means your pile is not as per the nominal diameter, so having some problem. So this is called not a good pile, you will say consider as a defect. How? So local defect, it can be a small defect where you can see the wave goes up after certain time, you get a same sudden wave and then you get a toe reflection. You have a small defect. Okay? Here, the same sudden wave and you have a big sudden again reflect after certain time and then you got a toe response. And similarly here. But this is the local small defect which we can say netting. The downside is the bulging. Yani your pile diameter is 900 mm, let's say, and at certain portion you got a collapse. There the diameter of the surrounding soil is increased to 120 mm and your pile become very big at certain depth. So this is not a defect, it's a bulge. So yani if you are paying the contractor to cast a pile of 90 mm and he is giving you a pile of 120 mm, it's good. You increase the capacity of your pile too much, so it's good for you. It will classify as bulge. How? You can see the up signal and the down signal. You make a pile head, bump at the pile head. The signal, the downside signal comes first, then followed by the positive signal. Negative signal comes first, followed by the positive signal. It means your pile is big. In the upper case, your positive signal comes first, followed by the negative signal. That means your pile is small diameter. So this is the classification how we are classifying the pile signals. See here, this one is integrity. We perform the integrity and again you got immediately same responsibility after like 2-3 meters. So when the contractor they tried to excavate the pile, they found a crack at the pile top, excavate defect near the pile top. So which shows this one. Because the signal is not passing here, it's moving here only. Here, bulging and necking response. Here, if you can see a good pile and the bad pile, what happened? Once we make a pile integrity at the pile head, the wave goes up, wave goes down, and it becomes smooth. And at the pile end, you can see 25 meters the pile length, you got another positive, same signal as the starting signal. It's called a toe reflection of the pile, which appear exactly at the pile toe. Means your pile is very good. You can 100% confirm that the pile length is 25 meters and my pile is integer. There's no problem in the pile. Down signal, you make a pile at the pile head after certain depth at 15 meters. Positive signal comes first, followed by negative signal, then positive, and then you got a toe reflection. Means you have a problem at 70 because this 15 is 20 between around 70 meters. Your pile diameter is having necking at this depth. So your pile having is not a good file, it's a bad file, which is not fulfilling the diameter. So that was only about the file integrity testing. It's very simple test and it can be performed on all the files, and based on the graph you can classify your file. The file is okay, file is integral, file is not integral, having any kind of defect, punching, necking. It's very simple test which anybody can understand very easily. So this is all about the integrity. And there is another portion about the interpretation, which is I believe is none of it's not required to present. It's nothing there. It's just a parameters to the editor. So this is just a basic theory about integrity. So if you have anybody has any question, you can ask me. I am ready to give any answer.